So let's about to wrap up our lesson rigid body kinematics 1. We talk about again classification of the motion in rigid body motion. We talk about translation and rotation about a fixed axis in 2D rigid body motion. And we also introduce the angular velocity concept, also the angular acceleration concept, and the point properties and body properties, which is point, which is body. It's very important for you to differentiate when the problem give us whether they give us either body or point properties. So that is the last thing I'm going to talk for today class. So let's talk about what the difference between body. What are the body properties? What are the point properties? So let's give it two contrasts here. Here point property. And the other side, we talk about the body property. Very important, everyone. Very important concept. So when we talk about the position, then we need to specify which position we are talking. Then, for example, if we talk about point B, then we have SP, distance, or position vector B. So we have to specify, as you can see, point B or point A, etc. In terms of the body, the parallel concept for the position, for the distance, for displacement, we or coordinate, that will be the theta, the angle theta, rotational angles, and that will be a body properties. It will be a body property. So any 2 points, any points on that body, you have the same theta, and that we can see that will be a body. Any point on the body have the same body properties. Any 2 points on the same body may have different point properties. So SB and SA. Then we talk about velocity. Then if velocity B, we have to specify that point B, velocity for that point. But for the omega, then it apply for the whole body. Any point on that body have the same angular velocity, omega. Any 2 points on that same body, velocity are not necessarily the same, so we have to specify the point when we're talking about velocity. Similarly, we have acceleration. Any point on the acceleration don't need to be the same acceleration, but we have the same alpha, angular acceleration, alpha body. But point acceleration, point A and point B may not be the same. That's why you have to specify AB, VB, etc. But for the body property, theta, omega, alpha, is applied for any point on that body. So that's very important concept for body properties and point properties. And let's make a 2 notes here. 2 points on the same body may have different, right? So let's make a note here. 2 points. 2 points on same body may have, most likely have, right, different position, displacement as, different velocity, and different acceleration. So that why we call it point property. Apply to which point? But then the second note in today's class is the direction of body properties. Here, omega and alpha. How can we do it here? So we have the direction of omega body and alpha body of the same body. Okay, we talk about the same body here. then can be different. The direction don't need to be the same. And I'm going to emphasize again here, and this here may be confused for some of us here, different. Okay, so the direction of omega body and alpha body can be different. Just like in acceleration, if the body, vehicle, or a car accelerate, then the accelerate tangential components of the acceleration will be the same of the velocity direction. But if it deceleration or decrease in the speed, then it will be opposite. Same at here. And if we go back to there, and you recall, for the Rafa stick again, you see, in this case, the body AB deceleration, then the omega is in the motion clockwise, alpha is counterclockwise. And velocity VB and omega and omega will be consistent direction. And then acceleration tangential component ABT and alpha, it will be consistent direction as well. But alpha and omega, it only be the same direction when they are accelerate, increasing speed. It will be opposite direction when deceleration or reducing the speed. So with that, I remind you, in the Canvas page, we have the summary sheet, 4 pages for the rigid body kinematics. And today we deal with the first page. The next 3 pages we're talking about for the next 3 lessons of the rigid body kinematics. So time of motion, translation, Rafa, GPM. And then we have for translation, we have the change in position, velocity of 2 points or acceleration of any 2 points on the body are the same. And rotation about a fixed axis, Rafa. We have the equation, and we talked that in a video, and you can have a summary of all equation in terms of the scalar equation or vector equation. Keep in mind for acceleration, again, like in curvilinear motion for Rafa, we have 2 components, tangential components and normal components. Omega stand for angular velocity, alpha stand for angular acceleration. And key point to remember here is always velocity is always perpendicular to the radius, consistent with omega. Tangential components always perpendicular to radius, consistent with the direction of alpha. And alpha and omega don't have to be the same direction. Only the same direction when the body accelerates. And then the normal component always parallel to the radius and always point to the fixed axis. And you need to know, very important, when the problem gives you need to know which is point properties, which one is body properties. That's very important. And we will apply that. I will refer that in the next video, which is the problem 1 solution. So with that, keep that in mind, that summary, and make a note, go back to download. You may print out one so that you have that handy for the reference. So with that, good luck for the review of this lesson. It's very intense, and there are many concepts that we have introduced in this lesson, and I'm going to apply those concepts in the solution next.